Okay guys, we are going to now talk about little screwdrivers. Now, I've still got my jacket on. I just walked back in. And we're going to talk about these little screwdrivers because I had a change of heart, basically. And that is on these little Klein miniature screwdrivers that come in a 4-pack. These, which you have this one, this one, and this one. Comes in a 4-pack. We have done a video on these. Arguably the best small screwdriver. And I've kind of changed my mind on that. And I say that because both of them, my tip has broken on. This one I've reground down just a little bit. So if you want to see that video, I'll put it up here. But basically, you only kind of get 2 usable screwdrivers in that. That's the Phillips and the flat. The Phillips works sort of okay for mortise cylinders, but not wonderfully. It's just a good, there it is on the counter, grab it and use it. However, it is not a number 1, or I can't remember whether this says number 1 or not. Maybe a 0. But the tips break too much, and it's like $25 for this pack. Since then, I had been introduced to the Klein 4-in-1 electrician's screwdriver, which has 00 and 0, and then 3/32 and 1/8 inch. And this pack, actually, I got it at Home Depot. We were talking about this pack in this video. It was sitting in the aisle at Home Depot in the electrical section, which is where those tools are at Home Depot. They're not in the tool section. They're in the, where's my tripod? They're actually in the electrical section of tools. So, yes, I was going to buy something. I can't remember what. I went to the electrical section and I saw those packs. They were, you know, separate, standing by themselves. A whole special display for them. And when I went to the electrical section, I was like, you know, I'm going to buy another one of those 4-in-1 because I use one in my truck all the time. I'd only bought the one. I have not lost any tips from it, but this was, they say the retail price is like $35. This is $10, $9.95. This is $14.95. And then it comes with this bag. Right there. Now they sell these bags as like a 3-pack, but this bag looks different from the bags that they actually sell as a 3-pack or 4-pack or whatever. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab it. $19.88. That's $10 with a free bag, or $8, or you know, $7, and $7. And really, I just wanted the bag. But so when I got up to the register, it was marked down to $19.88, and I got to the register and it was $15.88. So since I was at an automated thing, I was like, hey, I told the lady that was there, I was like, can you hold my spot right here and let me go grab 3 more of those? Yes, I couldn't help myself. For $16 without tax, so about $18 with tax, you got a 11-in-1, a 4-in-1, and a bag. So 16 bucks divided by 3 is what? $6 each? Yeah, with tax, about $6 each. So one of these will be in the giveaway that we're going to do. Not from this video, but will be one of the giveaways for my long-term subscribers only. We're going to be choosing from some of my long-term subscriber video poll of subscribers. So no entrances, no, you don't have to do anything. It's not part of this video. You don't have to say I want it or I want in. It's all hinging on giving thanks to at least one of my lucky subscribers. 2, actually. There is another long-term subscriber of mine that's going to get one of those regardless. However, whenever I do that, we are going to get that to them. There's going to be a pretty large grouping of tools that will be won this Christmas for the Christmas giveaway. But in the meantime, I want mine out of the pack, and I want to play with the bag. So let's take a look at it. Come on, come on. Don't cut the bag. Don't cut the bag. Okay, so we know what the screwdrivers are. 11 in 1, 4 in 1. I wonder if they fit in the bag. Okay, so comes this. I already lost my little rubber doodad there. These are great compared to this. $10 for this, or $25 for that. This is a no-brainer. Don't even bother with this anymore. Ignore my arguably the best small screwdriver, because this one, this one wins out. Klein number 32581. The only thing that's missing from this, so focus. There we go. Jeez. So little bitty flathead, Phillips head, and we flip it over and we have our standard tip for unscrewing Adams Wright cylinders, and another Phillips, which is even smaller. Is that the smaller one or the bigger one? I think this is, yeah, that's the big one. That's the smaller one. So the only downfall to this is this bit does not work really great here. It works, but it could be just a little bit fatter. Instead of a 00, if they would have put a number 1 bit in here, even at that size, it would have been wonderful. But you can get away with using this on mortise cylinders. And like we talked about, so yes, this is out of the other kit, pretty much the same bit. And if we flip it around, where's our wide? There's our wide. Flip it around to that one. We will hold it up to my broken tip one, and it is pretty wide, and it's narrow as well. So let me go grab an Adams Wright, just so you can see how well it actually works on one. Works just as good as my arguably screwdriver. And the one great thing again about it is that part right there. It will go, even if somebody uses a, you know, even if you have to sink down below the surface, which sometimes it does, if you are using a wider tip screwdriver, such as, let's get down to right about there. So you come in with, let's say, a wider tip screwdriver, it can not go, like right there, it starts catching. So if it was a little bit too short, you wouldn't be able to get that tightened down very well, because this tip is wider. And that's the case with quite a few of these styles of screwdrivers, whereas the parallel lets you get down and sink down into the hole. And this 11-in-1, if you are not familiar with it, on the 11-in-1, this, obviously you could use these as nut drivers, but again, even the smallest one, this one, is the same size, so that is only going to be, in fact, you can actually use the bits from our 6-in-1 in that, if you really wanted to, because it's the same size as this. But we have number 2, number 1, wider, narrower, and then when we flip it over, we have our square drive, which you, unless somebody has put in a weird screw, you never really run across square drive. And on the other side, you have 2 different torques, which are good pretty much only for, I don't know, let's see, let's go take a look at this. This is the biggest Torx is a T15, is that what it was, T15? I don't know if that is what's used on the Schlage push buttons, which is pretty much the only Torx you're gonna run across with any frequency. So let me go grab one of those, but let's look at the bag. Oh, it's made out of this, like, seemingly tear-resistant type fabric. It is a good heavy-duty bag. Comes with a carabiner that they recommend you not use to dive off of a building with. And decent zipper. Seems like. Zips almost all the way up. That's kind of my big pet peeve with bags, is when it doesn't zip all the way up and there's that little hole. Because invariably, that little hole, things will drop out of that little hole. But it is what it is for what it ended up being, $6 bag. And do these tools fit in there? They fit almost exactly sideways, not quite, but they do fit at an angle, so you could throw those in there. What else can I throw in here? See my other screwdriver, my number 2 standard. Yep, that'll work. Where is my, oh, I took it out to the car, but my other one's shorter than this, so yeah, you could throw a few screwdrivers and stuff in there. Not bad bag, not a bad bag. Really heavy duty material. Doesn't feel like it would be too easy to poke through or anything. So definitely should hold up to things jabbing into it. It does have this plastic kind of inside that you see on a lot of bags, and a lot of the cheap Chinese bags, this will start deteriorating fairly quickly. So of course we don't know, it's brand new, don't know how long it will actually last, but so that is it, the combo kit that I managed to snag from Home Depot at a really good price. And hopefully whenever we do the giveaway, hopefully one of you longtime subscribers will win that other one, along with all the other tools that will be in it. Or probably this, because I don't want it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will say, with the little screwdrivers, the long versus short, you know, if you're keeping, when I'm walking around and stuff, I keep tools in my back pocket. So, like this. All right, and when you're walking, this one, the only trouble with this kind is it will work itself out and fall out. So you gotta kind of be careful when you're walking. Let me make sure I'm, yeah. So with this, it fits in there very nicely. And then that other screwdriver that I have, the flathead, it has a smaller handle, so you can tell when you're reaching in your back pocket, you can tell which one you're grabbing for. And if you compare You know, if you were using this instead, or even this, the only problem with the short drivers, trying to put them in your pocket, is they're going to go sideways. And they're going to sit like this in your pocket because they're just so short. And it will cause it to stick out and jam through your pocket. I love the little screwdrivers for the main reason of being able to use it in your hand to take clips off of housings and lock retainers. I put my thumb on there and use this. When you have a longer screwdriver, instead of being able to choke on the handle, you kind of got to bring it up here, and you have a lot of this handle sticking back off. So both have their merits as far as long versus short. But with these, I have been being very careful not to twist or torque it, because you know it is hollow metal. It could break pretty easy. I hadn't been overly gentle with it, but I haven't been really harsh with it either, because I didn't want to break mine. So I don't know how well they stand up. As far as how tight it is really tight. I don't really think, I've never had it come off. I did have a tip come out one time. Luckily I was able to catch it. So, you know, that's just one of those things. If you lose a tip, you can still use the driver, but you will be short one tip. But for $10, if you do break a tip compared to $25 for that 4-pack, in my opinion, it's a much better, way better choice to buy. So, retracting that first video, and also we will look at another thing that is good with the smaller. You think, you know, you have the use for the biggest flathead, but what about those? What about that small flathead that's on here? Well, there is one thing you can use that smaller flathead for, is when you get your broken key calls. The smaller flathead fits directly across most standard lock cylinders like this. So you can come in and use it, put it right there, and then you take it and then you just do it, and you can sometimes lever the key out. That was practically the only thing I would use these smaller ones out of the more expensive kit. That is practically the only thing I found for that. Especially this little one right here. The little one works great. Shove it in there and then just pull, and you can lever that key out. And the one other thing was the telescopic bolt screws. This is called the Armalite telescopic bolt, and because it telescopes out, and the standard flathead is, now this is a replacement screw, but the original screws that come with the new ones, the widest one won't fit in there. And that is where this thing shines, is you can just flip it around and it will fit in the head of the screw. Again, this is not the screw that comes in this lock. The ones that come in it have a very fine slit in the new replacement ones anyway, made by ESP. And that will grab in there because the bigger tip just does not work for it. So that is my little talk on small flathead screwdrivers. The more the better. Short, long, multi. Don't waste your money on that pack. Even though I said it's arguably the best. In my opinion, it is not arguably the best anymore. This one is arguably the best. So, if you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them in the comments section. If you have any other suggestions, feel free to add them as well.